Who am I? Who am I? You know that it's a big time meeting. Mr. Not sleeping, he's late night creeping. Both his right wrists, all that's freezing. You know I'm a dog, I'm a hard pass demon. Says she wanna ride, I'm like, hey, okay. Shawty wanna ride at the first season. Shawty wanna ride at the first season. Shawty wanna ride at the first season. Watching the moves playing it close.
Magic in Minneapolis.
Yo, thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to Zay Talks. We got a quick little video today. We're talking about the Dalvin Cook signing, and I got some very, very positive points that I want to add on about this signing and why it's not as bad as people are making it seem. But first, I need to do a better job at asking you guys to like and subscribe, because that is very motivating for me. When I see that, it lets me know that I'm doing a good job, and it helps out the algorithm, and it just helps me out personally. So I would really appreciate if you are a Cowboy fan, if you're a Cowboy hater, whatever it may be, if you're looking for an extra YouTuber to add on to your plethora of videos that you watch during the season that give you updates, talk about things, please add me to the rotation. Obviously, no shots at anybody else, but I played for 16 years. I have a lot of experience. I've played offensive line and defensive line, and I have a very good perspective, I feel, when I'm talking about a lot of this stuff. And that goes into the point I want to make about the Dalvin Cook signing, right? Everybody's talking so bad about it, as if he's just an awful player and he's completely washed. But I'd like to point out a couple of things. Okay, number one thing that I can point out that doesn't need any type of stats, and that I don't need to do any type of research to know this. Even me as a collegiate athlete, by the start of training camp to the end of training camp, you already feel some wear and tear. Okay, now obviously we don't have the same resources that an NFL team has. I played at a D2. We didn't even have the same resources that a lot of Division I's have. Okay, so obviously a lot of my recovery experiences are going to be worse than some people who are able to get to better schools. But in my situation, by week 4 or 5 of the season, your body's really feeling it. I mean, you've got something that's hurting. If you're somebody who's playing a lot, some part of your body is sore, some part of your body is injured or hurt, and something has you less healthy than when the season started. Okay, and as you get older, which is when it really started to affect me, because I never had injury problems until I got to college. When you start to get older, injuries affect you a little bit more, and even if it's not an injury, your body gets sore easier, you recover slower. For a position like running back, that's such a young position, there is zero possibility that either Zeke or Dalvin Cook will be at 100% at the end of the season. Okay, most football players will tell you, just because the injury report doesn't have their name on it does not mean that they are 100%. There is no football player that gets reps that is at 100% towards the end of the season and in playoff time. And I don't believe I'm being super optimistic when I say I expect us to be in playoff contention. I expect us to be in the hunt. I expect us to win double-digit games, okay? So if we do that and we do get to the late season, and when it gets cold and when it's close to playoff time, I would like to have a fresh running back. Zeke and Dalvin are both older on the back ends of their careers. Neither one of these guys will be at 100% at the end of the season. So if we just have Zeke on the roster, plus a smaller guy like a Deuce Vaughn or Rico Dowdle, he's not the smallest guy, but he's still smaller than most. And then we have these guys on the roster. That is the only type of backup plan we have. So what if Zeke goes down? Then we're back in the same situation. We're even in a worse situation. Now we have to hope that we can open holes for Deuce Vaughn. We have to hope that Rico Dowdle can do good, even though we don't expect Zeke to go run for 2,000 yards or anything crazy, but we still expect him to be decent. But now with having Dalvin Cook, we can make sure that Zeke has energy. We can make sure that Dalvin also has energy, and we can make sure both of these guys make it to the end of the season, because that's what the Cowboys need. That's what we needed last year. And I don't want to diss on Tony Pollard. I mean, he looked great in the preseason, but me personally, I think that a healthy Zeke and a healthy Dalvin Cook combined would do better for us than Tony Pollard did last year. I mean, we've all seen that video when Tony Pollard gets tackled near the goal line, and like 80% of running backs would have scored on that play. So it hurts to say, but that's just how I feel about it. Now, another thing, when you look at Dalvin Cook, the way people are speaking about him, I got my notes in front of me, actually just my stats. You would think that Dalvin Cook has been terrible. In 2022, he ran for 1,173 yards in 2022. Okay, in 2023, yes, he only ran for 200 yards, but he's back up to Breece Hall. Okay, Breece Hall had 223 carries and played 17 games in 2023. So Dalvin Cook was a backup. Now, here's the key thing. When you look at his average yards per carry in 2022, right, his last full season, in 2022, he averaged 4.4 yards per carry. Let's go over and look at Ezekiel Elliott's stats. Zeke has not averaged over 4.4 yards per carry since 2019. Okay, so what I'm basically saying here is that the stats suggest that Dalvin Cook currently 100% with 100% health is a better running back than Ezekiel Elliott. So we just signed somebody that could be running back one, but he ran for over 1,000 yards just a couple years ago. Okay, now he does have a little bit of an injury history, but let's look at what those injuries are. He ran for over 1,000 yards in 2022, right? 2022 was his last injury. He had a shoulder dislocation and he had to get his shoulder repaired. So for a running back, yes, this could pose issues as far as like fumbling and maybe other things like that, or just physicality. But as far as elusiveness and your ability to get yards and your ability to hit a hole, it shouldn't affect him too much. So there's promise and there's reason to believe that we just signed an 1,000-yard rusher, which did Tony Pollard rush for 1,000 yards last year? I mean, I'll take a look and get back to you on that, but I'm not sure if he ran for 1,000 yards. He barely did last year. He ran 5 yards over 1,000 yards. And guess what? The year beforehand, with over about 70 less carries, he ran for more yards. Okay, so Tony Pollard was not it for us. So Dalvin Cook could be better than Tony Pollard was just for us. So not only could he be better than Zeke, he could be better than what Pollard was. Okay, so this was a good sign. Please don't let people who don't understand wear and tear, who don't understand what a football season can do to your body, convince you that this was a bad signing. Okay, because this was something that helps out Zeke, it helps out Dalvin Cook, and we still got Deuce Vaughn, we still got Rico Dowdle. All of our running backs will be fresh. So if our line can just block, we should be better at running the football than we were the past couple years. And does it pain me to be sitting here making a video optimistic about Dalvin Cook and Zeke Elliott when we could have had Derrick Henry? I mean, no. Okay, I truly believe Jerry Jones not even calling Derrick Henry is probably one of the biggest failures that I have seen. It's up there with the Lakers hiring Mike D'Antoni when Phil Jackson was an option. It's up there with Jerry Jones not hiring Jimmy Johnson, with him firing Jimmy Johnson. It's up there. It's up there. Jerry Jones not even calling Derrick Henry. It's up there. Okay. Not only because Derrick Henry's was the best option available, in my opinion, because the way our team is structured. If we were to just drop Derrick Henry in, that's like Thanos adding his last Infinity Stone. We would have no weaknesses had we added Derrick Henry, but we didn't. But again, we have Zeke and we have Dalvin Cook now, okay? So these two guys together, they stay healthy. We got two guys that can get you 4 yards a carry, 3.5 yards a carry. We got two guys that are able to catch the ball out the backfield, and we got two guys that are decent in pass protection. No, it's not what we wanted, but I think at this point it's the best option moving forward. And it might even be enough to make me go get Madden, because I like to run the ball in Madden. Okay, I like making Madden content, but if I can't run the ball in Madden, I don't like playing Madden. Pollard was at least fast. I mean, I'm gonna struggle this year, but anyways, again, I just wanted to make a quick little video. I think Dalvin Cook's a great addition. Don't let people convince you he wasn't, just because he's not the same guy he was 6 years ago. All right, Derrick Henry, we already swung and missed on him a long time ago. Once we missed on Derrick Henry, there wasn't too much better of an option we could do. There's not really much we could do from that point on. So as far as the running back position is concerned, I've already mourned it enough. I've already got over my pain about it. I haven't gotten over Derrick Henry, but as far as us not having a super good running game, I already knew it wasn't going to happen, okay? Once we didn't get Derrick Henry. But I do believe after looking at Dalvin Cook's numbers, I feel a little bit better about it, because again, last year and the year beforehand, he had decent averages for yards per carry. And if he is featured enough, he produces, and especially when he's given a hole. So let's see what we can do. We got the first game coming up soon. We've also got Tailgate Talk coming up on Sunday morning. Me and Dale put our first show on air. I'm super pumped about it. Please check into that as well. That is going to be on streaming services. Thank you guys for checking in to Zay Talks. Please like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one.